Dave and I sent our kids to Durham because we thought that having a Christian school and a Christian home would provide consistency for our kids, and that was pretty important to us.
We wanted a Christian education for him, and we wanted him to have a positive peer group influencing his day-to-day decisions.
Because there's a balance between home, church, and school, and they're all supportive, and there's a unity there, and there's not as much conflict. In a public education system where kids are taught things that won't agree with your faith or won't agree with what you teach, the kids are forced to choose, and very frequently they make the wrong choices. And Christian education is there to support the family.
Well, for us, it's the connection between the church and the home. Our kids are in school for 8 hours a day, and we wanted Christ-centered education.
In this day and age, with a self-centered society, everyone's thinking about themselves, and I'm just hoping that when the kids come here, they'll realize that this is more about just themselves.
I think the other question for us is, if we look back in 5, 10, or 20 years, Lord willing, will we be able to say we've done everything possible to train our kids in the way of the Lord? And that's not a question about here and now. It's also a question about X amount of years down the road, and have we done everything possible?
I've really been impressed with the teachers at Durham here, because they really get to know the kids. They get to know them at a very personal level, and they're very supportive of the issues that the kids talk about, and they challenge them to grow in their faith, and it's great.
At Durham, there is always the opportunity to speak to any of the teachers almost any time, except for when they're teaching class. And they're very open to talking with you about any issues that you may have. And they're always there to encourage you as well.
We know that when the kids go to a dance, that there's teachers there that are going to make sure things are going okay. We know that when the kids are struggling in a subject, that the teachers are going to walk beside them and make sure that they're okay. We know that if they're going through a tough time in their own personal lives, that the teachers have their best interests in mind. In fact, I know that teachers even pray for the kids. So that's really cool.
Teachers are definitely passionate about our kids at all levels.
I guess I see it as the kids are on a journey, and there are teachers at Durham who walk alongside the kids on that journey in this chapter of their lives.
I appreciate the teachers, the effort that the teachers put in. I appreciate some of the separate events that they have, the Service Education Week, the Spiritual Emphasis Week, the camp out that the whole school goes together like that. That's just so cool at the end of the year to celebrate that together, and band tour that they go, and French trip, and the teachers are all willing, as well as the sporting events, being coaches and stuff like that. The teachers are going up and beyond just the regular school day, and they are willing to be there. They're also counseling our students with, if they're having life issues, I know that they're being counseled from a Christian perspective as well.
I found that graduations are very meaningful. My kids absolutely love Camp Out every year. That's always been a highlight in their lives. The Spiritual Emphasis Week in the fall is top, and there's always dynamic speakers, and I just feel it helps the kids to grow, and excellent for the parents as well.
They'd come home and they'd talk about what happened in chapel, or what happened about a discussion with a peer or with a teacher, and when their faith really, you can see that it's been challenged and it's growing. And that's really warms your heart, and makes you realize all the sacrifices worthwhile.
Oh, it's been awesome. He's got tons of friends. Yeah, he loves it there. He's involved in lots of sports. Comes home, he's happy about school. So, I mean, that's all you could ever ask for.
If If you're a parent on the fence, I would suggest you just go to the school, check it out, talk to other parents that are involved in the school, talk to the teachers, and also go to another public school that you're considering and weigh them both. That way you'll be able to differentiate one from another.
It is so worth it to send our son to Durham. We have peace of mind. We know that he's with Christian teachers that will give him advice, moral, ethic, Christian advice, and we haven't regretted a minute of sending him there.
It's worth every penny.
Yes, we would do it all over again.
It does cost money to send your kids there, but the rewards are worth it tenfold, so I think it's worth every dime we pay.
I would say that you got to look past the cost and you got to look at the outcomes and what your kids are going to experience for 4 years in terms of a Christ-centered education that's going to last with them for the rest of their lives.
When I was considering sending the kids to Christian school, I talked to some people that I knew, and one individual who had been part of the community said that it was the best decision he'd ever made for his family. And I have to say, after being here for so many years, I agree with him.
We haven't regretted a minute of sending him. The money is well worth it in the grand scheme of things. I'm thinking about eternity and not every day. Money is money. Life is about God.